Watching EBN TV, transforming your world.
Good afternoon and thank you for trusting EBN TV to inform you this 13th day of October 2021. I'm Cynthia Nanjala and let's get down to some of the stories that are making part of the conversation today. The International Court of Justice has set the stage for confrontation between Kenya and Somalia after Kenya vowed to reject the verdict on the Indian Ocean boundary dispute with Mogadishu. This piles pressure to an already strained relationship between the two countries that share social, cultural, and political interests. The International Court split the disputed maritime triangle between Kenya and Somalia, and largely in favor of Somali. The court rejected Kenya's argument of a pre-existing agreement with Somali on a parallel boundary and further rejected Somalia's claims that Kenya violated international laws. President Uhuru Kenyatta, through a press statement, has vowed to protect the territorial borders even as it seeks to involve international diplomats to resolve the stalemate. United States President Joe Biden will on Thursday, the 14th of October, host President Uhuru Kenyatta at the White House in Washington, D.C. According to a statement by White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, the two leaders will discuss the strong U.S. and Kenya bilateral relationship, as well as the need to bring transparency and accountability to domestic and international financial systems. They will also discuss efforts to defend democracy and human rights, advance peace and security, accelerate economic growth, tackle climate change as well. President Kenyatta will be the first African president to be hosted at the White House since Biden took over from Donald Trump as the 46th president of the United States. The president affirmed the importance of the strong U.S. and Kenya bilateral relationship. The government has announced new measures aimed at reinforcing security in Laikipia County, where at least 11 people have been killed in the past 2 months. According to Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i, in a statement stated that despite the ongoing security operations a month down the line, bandits continued to rain terror on residents. Despite enhanced presence of security teams, the armed and daring bandits on Sunday evening shot 3 people dead, while last week the bandits conducted a series of raids in various villages in Laikipia West, where they made away with tens of heads of cattle which were recovered by security officers. Following the attacks, Matiang'i yesterday announced that a special command team had been formed to monitor and review the operation, which has not made much progress in halting attacks. ODM leader Raila Odinga yesterday afternoon met youth and youth leaders from central Kenya at the University of Nairobi. The party leader was accompanied by members of Parliament Caleb Hamisi of Saboti, Babu Owino of Embakasi East, Kanini Kega of Kieni constituency, Secretary General of ODM Party Edwin Sifuna, and Governor Ali Hassan Joho, among others. Mr. Odinga, an alumnus of the university, talked about key issues including 30% of job opportunities being allocated to the youth and creation of a youth ministry and youth departments. He further talked about making training and retraining of the youth in his policies and appointments of youths as ambassadors.
I believe strongly that we need to make use of the youth energy that we have in this country. So we said, and you saw in the BBI, we said very good things. We said that we not only wanted to create a youth department, but a ministry of youth affairs. Include them in society by giving them responsibilities, practice affirmative action, so that you can mainstream the people with disability in the society. That we had won the elections, we went to Uhuru Park, when they went to Kasarani, and then now we had that stalemate. And we sat together and we resolved it as brothers and agreed that Kenya is bigger than both of us. Therefore, we bring the people of Kenya together. We said, let us go back to where these people started, Jaramogi and Kenyatta, when the people were united against alien rule and brought us together. If we start from here, we can move together, and this country can be united.
To the courts, the Director of Public Prosecutions, Noordin Haji, has tabled new evidence discovered from Governor Okoth Obado's home that his office intends to use in the 73.4 million shillings corruption case. Governor Okoth Obado and his 4 children, Susan Scarlett, Jerry Zachary, Evelyn Adhiambo, and Dan Ochola, were charged over the misappropriation of public funds. Alice Njeri has the details.
During the hearing of Governor Obado's corruption case, State Counsel Eva Kanywira stated that they found 500 new documentaries, pieces of evidence which will be vital for the case. Kanywira told the court that they had obtained evidence that will be referenced by a witness and that they wanted to issue the same documents to the defense. The DPP noted it had obtained documents from Obado's home in Uriri, Migori. Other documents were found at the county government headquarters, including an evaluation committee report for a meeting that was held on June 8 to 14 of 2014. Further, the state obtained an offer for a sale agreement for Loresho Ridge Townhouse dated August 12 of 2014. In addition, the top prosecutor obtained bank accounts, statements from a local bank and an international bank account with details of payment for a room for Obado's daughter at the South University of Aberdeen. The State Council asked the magistrate to grant the DPP more time to have the evidence team go through the new evidence before the trial starts. Reporting for EBN News, my name is Alice Njeri.
Inmates across the country will have to wait longer to have visitors until the government fully ascertains that their visitation facilities are ready and safe. While having a moment with the members of press, Interior Chief Administrative Secretary Winnie Gushu said the government could not risk the current COVID-19 situation in the country by opening the prisons to visitors without proper precautionary measures. She further stated the Ministries of Interior and Health is targeting to vaccinate all prisoners and staff across the country by the end of this week. According to the Chief Administrative Secretary, so far 70% of inmates countrywide have received their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, while the remaining 30% have received their second jab. The government also plans to administer a single dose of Johnson & Johnson vaccine to far-flung prisoners and AstraZeneca in easily accessed areas. Elsewhere, tea from Mount Kenya region will be transported from Nairobi to Mombasa by the standard system with the SGR. The commodity would have been transported to the Mombasa auction from Sagana in Kirinyaga County very cheaply. The CS further stated the tea would be first stored in large disused Kenya Planters Cooperative Union godowns in Nairobi, from where it will later be loaded into the SGR and transported to the Mombasa auction. Peter Munya was accompanied by the new Kenya Tea Development Agency Limited Board Chairman David Ichoho and directors from the Zone 5, where they asked farmers to be patient as the rot that had persisted for many years got cleaned up from the start to reaping benefits from their crop. And so far, you're up to date with what is making headlines across the country. Thank you very much for your company. Be sure to stay tuned to EBN TV for subsequent bulletins at 4, 7 and 9 p.m. for much more on what is making headlines. I'm Cynthia Nanjala. Good afternoon.
My good man. Yes.